Hi, this is Nemesis Stars, and basically in today's video, I want to basically talk about what's going on all over the world right now. So apparently there is gatherings from a lot of countries and whatever. There's like riots and all sorts, to do with basically countries defending their own country, as in, you know, like the places of the people. So basically everyone is fighting for their own country because of the one thing that's going around at the moment, and it's not good. So this would usually go towards, you know, the people that came by boat from Palestine and whatever. So the ones that came over, mainly the males, I don't actually trust them, to be honest, because basically from what they've been doing is basically in a lot of countries they've been stalking women, especially children. They've been basically attempting rape on, you know, on both woman and child. So basically this is happening all over, apparently. Not only that, but they're also causing terrorism in countries as well. They basically plan to get rid of basically a lot of, you know, the population in said country, so that they would replace basically everybody. So basically, because I know it's okay. So basically, from what I know, it's not going to be that easy for them to fully invade people because, well, I personally think this will lead to World War III. Because with the power of the people and whatever, and everyone actually electing leaders to actually fight against this. I know Poland's actually already fighting against it and whatever. Some countries are a bit more scared, and others, well, they're actually fighting against, trying to fight against it. Some countries are a bit, well, scared. Some leaders are actually a bit, I don't know, a bit iffy, I guess. Basically, a lot of people are actually standing up. The police, though, in most countries, don't actually stop the problem, with the invaders. So these say invaders are actually doing a lot. So in America, there was one video that was shocking, and it was a group of people, and they went up to the statue and whatever, outside the president's place or whatever, and they had this said statue. So apparently they got a bunch of people together. One of them held up a head of Joe Biden. Yes, a head. They actually basically burn a flag, as in the American flag, and such. And basically graffitied all over the statue. So from what I've heard, they did this twice. So that is a confirmation that they are intend to invade. So there's one. Basically the second thing is, another thing I saw was another video, which I don't know where it was exactly, but it was in McDonald's. Now, this big raid of people invade McDonald's, they trash it and whatever, with all the windows and whatever smashed, which is shocking. So they cause that amount of damage. Also, I'm not finished. Another basically place in the world and whatever, they were parading and whatever, and one intends to kick a car. Yeah, a car. Basically another one is, let's see, basically another, they did a parade and whatever, and they basically ended up causing a scene and ended up causing a fight with the public, in other words. So, yikes. So, basically, there was another one, I'm not sure which country this was or whatever, but definitely wasn't Palestine. So basically you'd have these two drivers, you'd have a hire driver and you'd have an Uber driver. So the Palestine driver was most likely not a Uber driver. So he was arguing with the other driver, which, you know, was actually African, I believe. So basically it feels weird, to be honest. And then there's like other videos where basically British people catch Palestinian people that have actually raped children, especially on the internet as well. Met this kid in public, whatever, tried to rape this girl. So basically there has been girls that have been around 12, 13, 14, and probably a bit older, and also probably younger. Now, this is actually a major crisis, as this can be really, really bad, for basically the whole, war thing, with the Palestinians. So, from what I know, they can't be trusted. They'd stalk women. Basically, in some countries, women are afraid to even go out because of the risks of being raped. So, basically, there is a number of fixes to this. To basically not allow, Muslim men to stalk a British woman, or any other region for that matter, and try to rape them. So the best option for that is basically similar to a said dog and cat when they get fixed. So basically it's an operation where the woman would go through it and they would not be able to get kids. So basically that's the only fix to avoid having kids by someone that you barely do not want to have kids with or whatever. So basically with me, I actually am scared of these Muslim people now, because, you know, they're causing a lot of problems in the countries and whatever. They're causing a lot of terrorism and whatever, so I'm actually thinking on getting fixed. Just in case I accidentally, or basically forcefully get raped at some point in the future. Mainly me, I'm thinking about walking around with a umbrella from now on, just in case, so then I can whack them in the face with it. Yeah, so this is actually classed as self-defense, because the reason I call it self-defense is because just in case you get attacked, and also, basically, I think I'm more afraid of Palestine males rather than basically normal guys in general. I think they just freak me out and scare me, I guess, because they're more violent than ordinary guys. I think that's just my take on the whole thing. I don't know, I just find them scary, to be honest. Mostly the ones that like to basically rape women for the fun of it, which is not okay, because they don't understand personal space at all. And they should, however, and this is why, apparently, in countries electing leaders so they can get the immigrants out. So, basically, in the UK, one of the leaders is actually planning to win this election, and also, basically, take up the mantle, however, and change the United Kingdom to actually overthrow the illegal immigrants, which most likely will get rid of the Palestine people, the ones that are don't actually live in the United Kingdom, the ones that snuck over, they'll actually get kicked out, unfortunately. So, which I'm actually glad. I actually don't mind the Ukrainians though, because, you know, they're not horrible apparently. They're actually nice. They didn't do any of this shit. They were more innocent, them, so them I can trust. It's just the Palestine ones I can't seem to trust. I mean, again, it all goes to the whole rape thing, whatever. That's why I can't seem to trust the males. But females, I don't know. I guess females are not that bad because I don't think they're interested in rape with, you know, other people, I guess. So I guess the female versions are not really that bad. The males, nah. This is why I think, as a message to all women out there, the ones that are from other countries, Britain included, take something like a weapon or something with you just in case you get stalked by a Muslim Palestine guy that wants to rape. I would recommend taking pepper spray or a walking stick or an umbrella or some kind, just so you can basically get ready to hit them in the face if they try to rape. So, yeah, so yikes. So basically, for everyone that's basically tending to vote in the elections and whatever, the best one is to vote reform, which is most likely the best option at this point, as it will kick the immigrants out and whatever, and basically shape the countries, make them better. As for the United Kingdom, since Nigel is basically going to be the next leader, he's more likely to win, since I don't think Labour is actually going to win, since that really didn't really help and just let them in, I guess. So with the leader underway, however, things will change. The NHS will actually become better, so that means less issues with waiting, I guess. So that means you'll get seen to a lot faster. So yeah, I think the United Kingdom will actually get better over time, and things will most likely start to go back to normal without all this. But I personally think, again, it probably might not take long before everyone gets into a World War III with Palestine. Now, I personally think this because, now, I do think there's probably a connection between Palestine and Russia and China. That's what I'm assuming. I'm thinking there's some sort of connection between all of them, I guess. It's a bit fishy because when Russia started the war with Ukraine, however, because I know China was involved with Russia, and it kind of would make sense of basically someone being on the inside with the basically Palestine people, I guess, basically claiming a revolution of some kind, basically against all countries, I guess, planning to take over completely and kill whoever is in that country. So the only thing, basically, everyone can do at this point is try their best and fight back. So basically, in parts of the world, as we know it, there is Vikings still. But basically, even though they're basically known as a different word, I just use Vikings because, you know, it's a popular word, it's a normal, basically easy word to remember, because Viking is basically a Norse word, but it's a good word because it's to do with being strong, and it's kind of like having a warrior in you. Bravery and so on. So basically they would explain why some of my family members were in the World War, and they actually fought in the World War, and apparently with the World War, apparently we had victory. So basically thanks to my Viking relatives that actually fought in the World War, so many years ago, and apparently my relatives are still kicking. So even though it's bigger now, the family, way bigger. So even though I'm a mix of certain cultures, I would actually classify myself as like a white, I guess, because I know Vikings were actually white, and so it would actually make sense to this, even though I'm also half French and basically half Welsh and many other regions, I guess, because it goes far back a lot of years with Vikings. So basically, if Palestine basically claim a World War III against all countries and whatever, all countries will be ready to fight. Every single one of them, especially with basically some of the countries having Viking descendants, because, you know, Viking descendants most likely get around. So the way I say this is because with Vikings, they used to rape women, in the very early, era, I guess, now this is basically while they were basically sailing. So they would rape with different women and whatever. There was basically a king named Robert and all that type of shit, whatever, and, you know, it'll go on like that and whatever. So basically Robert is connected to my family, because my grandfather has the last name Robertson, and it's connected to Robert. So basically from there, he is classed as also a Viking descendant. Okay, so basically the Viking thing is to do with strength, bravery and all that type of shit, able to fight against a war, and not back down. So this is most likely the reason why Europe didn't actually lose to Germany, because Europe was just stronger as a army, and also with support from France and other countries. It was really hard to invade Europe, very hard. So basically, again, if Palestine intends to try and invade all countries, basically everybody will be waiting. Basically waiting to strike back, and also, again, with Germany on our side this time, since Germany are very strong in the military, this will prove a good chance. Also, with Turkey, Turkey has an advantage in the mountains, so basically they will have an advantage there and such, as well as other countries too. They would most likely hold their own against invaders. So again, basically to stop all this attacking with the invaders, vote for the right leader and whatever, and hope they actually fix the issue with building up a border and keeping the invaders out altogether. Basically also by sending them home, where they belong. Since they clearly didn't read the message of our rules and whatever, and intended to invade anyway, I mean, people like this should really read the rules of our country and whatever before actually deporting or whatever. because not accepting it and resorting to terrorism will just make things worse, and that's what Muslims have done. They've made the situation worse. They've caused more of a racket, a nuisance, a public nuisance even. So best thing is just sending them home and be done with it, so then people won't have to worry anymore and things will go back to normal. So basically that's all I've got to say for today's video and whatever, and be sure to basically vote for the right leader, and yeah.